Why you wanna let me go, nah, nah, now? Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know, nah, nah, now. Cause you love me.
Striking, isn't it? A proper head turner. You can see this car from the space. And no, it's not a Tesla. Tesla is next to me. This is Genesis GV60. Now, Genesis is relatively new in Europe, but for those of you based in Asia Pacific or the Americas, well, you know that this is part of the Hyundai group. In fact, the GV60 is based on the same platform as Kia EV6 and Hyundai IONIQ 5. A third wheel perhaps. And is Hyundai group shooting itself in the foot? Most important though, is this medium-sized family SUV just a nicer Hyundai? Well, let's hop in and find out what this Lime Beauty is all about.
Tell me now if you want out. What are you saying?
So the model I'm driving today is top of the range, and that is the Sport Plus. The motor produces, listen to this, 436 horsepower, 700 Newton meters of torque. The power is being sent to all four wheels. Now that is some meat on the bones. And of course, I am tempted. I mean, when you have this amount of horsepower, you mustn't be shy, you mustn't be scared. You just have to go for it. So let's floor this thing. And this was just an eco mode. Okay, let's tinker with the driving mode, shall we? So I've got comfort. Got more energy, but we also have sport. So on the corner, let's floor it. Holy shit! All right, let's cool our engines. But now actually I want to activate the boost button. So I'm in sport mode. Come on, let's floor it. My God, this thing goes berserk. Yes, I told you, you mustn't be shy. You've got to use the horsepower that's been given to you. I've got a 77 kilowatt hour battery and I am using, let's have a look at you, just under 22 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And that is with going a little bit bananas. Behaving well, some would say. Misbehaving, but anyway, so you're looking at a range of about 350 kilometers. Now in town, even without nanning the throttle pedal, you will get about 600 kilometers of a range. You see, and that is a lot. Now in terms of charging, to take from 10% to 80% using one of those 50 kilowatt hours chargers, it will take you just over an hour, about 70 minutes. But if you've got access to one of those fast chargers, 239 kilowatt hours, it will only take you 16 minutes to take this battery from 10% to 80%. And that is, well, pretty fast.
Hey, I don't get what this is about. You got my head spinning on my shoulders.
And what about the boot space? So we've got 432 liters of space. The shape of the boot is very practical. The floor here is nearly flat. In fact, you've got more storage space down here. This is where you store your charging cable, so nice and neat. It feels like it is a little bit more than 432 liters. But if this is not enough space to carry all your clutter, of course you can fold the back seats down and you will get a whopping 1,550 liters. We've got 12-volt socket here, very handy. In fact, I forgot to mention, back seat you get a proper plug, 250 volt, so you can charge your laptop or you can plug in your Dyson hairdryer and do your hair on the go. But anyway, that is enough about the boot space. And what about being a passenger in GV60? So I have adjusted the front seat for my height, which is just over 1.7 meters, 5'7". I've got plenty of knee room. I mean, look at this. Yeah, lots of headroom. I mean, this is quite impressive. Nice pockets, this quality. Look at the doors. I mean, this is all Alcantara, Bang & Olufsen speakers. In fact, have a sunshade. It's good for sun protection, so you don't get old too quickly. Posh cup holders, empty bottle of water. Okay, that's that. What about the third person, middle seat? Well, actually, the floor here is completely flat because we've got batteries underneath it, so you can fit in a slim adult without any problems. More storage space down here, 2 USB-C ports. This is what you call a spacious back seat.
Wait, you gotta tell me what you did.
Of course, before you go ahead and purchase an electric car, you must evaluate your lifestyle, your driving habits, and the charging infrastructure near you. But if we look at these fast charging times and a solid range, the argument of, well, you know, the range is still not good enough and the charging is really, really poor, all of a sudden this argument is starting to become weaker and weaker. And at some point it goes right out of the window. Because truth be told, the vast majority of people will drive about what? 50 kilometers a day, if that. So you're looking at charging this car maybe once a week, once every 10 days. And that is actually very, very good. I mean, of course, it's nice to have a bigger range. It's nice to have more horsepower. Do I need 500 more horsepower? Probably not. Does my ego need 500 horsepower? Yes, absolutely. You see, similar logic applies here.
About it like you're crazy. You know damn well I can't replace you. Just say what you mean. Don't waste your time being mad at me. Say what you mean.
This car is comfy. It is very comfy. The suspension absorbs all of the bumps, potholes and imperfections. I know you wouldn't expect anything less of the South Koreans, but the comfort here, I gotta say, is another league, and the ride is peachy. It is very, very peachy. The steering is quick, it is precise, but it's got a natural feel about it, so it doesn't get tiring at all. It's easy to maneuver this car in and out of car parks, no problems. We've got really good high-tech cameras. The visibility here in the front is very good. The rear window, however, well, you know what they say, you should be looking forwards, not backwards. Well, this probably describes the situation. We've got this big panel there. I mean, anyway, nothing high-tech cameras won't sort out. But I like it because, for example, when you're reversing in a car park and there's an obstacle, another car or pedestrian, it doesn't just beep, 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 you know, irritating sound. It actually vibrates your steering wheel and basically tells you, wait, whoa, 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 stop. Where do you think you're going, you bloody idiot? Being electrical, we've got a 1-speed automatic gearbox, which doesn't ponder, doesn't blue sky, it just delivers. Accelerate, we've got instant torque, instant power. But when you slow down, the brakes are also very good. They're not too grabby, they're not too greedy, they're just right. But you can, of course, drive with just one foot with the throttle using the I pedal. So you lift your foot off the throttle and the car will slow down and it will stop. Brilliant to use this thing in town. Now, as soon as I hopped into this car and felt the comforts, I thought, oh dear, it's going to drive like a big lime elephant on a twisty alpine road. But I am positively surprised because the suspension is very well balanced. And when you pop this car into sport mode and you accelerate on a corner, I mean, the body of this car doesn't lean, it doesn't bend, it behaves really, really well. Well bloody done, Genesis, well done. I like it.
We got places we can go to figure out what we've done.
And on to the cabin. What do you think about the style of the cabin? I like it. It looks fresh, modern, yet elegant. The quality of the materials, the fit and finish is excellent. Nothing squeaks, nothing wobbles. Everything is well put together. So we'll jump into practicality. So, small bottle of water, tears, because I don't have my usual large bottle. Can you fit that in the door bin? Yes, you can, but nothing bulky will go without a fight, which is fine because you've got 2 large pockets down here. All right, let's check the storage space. You've got plenty of it down here. Wireless mobile charging. This is a good spot to keep your mobile. I like the angle. Storage space. So basically you've got a large pocket down here, down here. The floor here is completely flat, which means you can actually put a, I don't know, baby elephant if you wish to raise one. Yeah, that's a perfect spot. So you see, usually with glove boxes in cars, aren't they just useless? Well, I end up keeping my microfiber cloth in my glove box just to clean sticky fingers off the screen. But here, it's a different story. I've got a proper drawer. I don't know, you can put a silver platter here with a lovely dish on it and just carry it. I like that, Genesis. Well done. Beautiful quality of materials. I like this color combination. Navy with lime. Speaking of lime, so this bold exterior paint color, what do you think about that? I mean, I like it, obviously. It'll cost you an additional about £1,000, just over €1,000. I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea. Genesis has got plenty of beautiful colors, actually, for the GV60. They're stunning. I like the grey, the matte grey. Sorry, not grey, green. Yeah, that's lovely. Now, on to seats. So this is vegan leather. And I would usually turn my nose up for vegan leather. But here, the quality seems to be really, really good. We've got Alcantara bits here. And you see, the reason I don't like vegan leather usually, because your bottom does not like it. It gets hot and sweaty in the summer and cold in the winter time. But here, you've got seat cooling and seat heating. So this solves the problem. Now, these seats, you wouldn't expect anything less of Koreans. They're soft, they're comfortable, they've literally got your back on a twisty road. And what else on a twisty road? They gently hug your body on a twisty road. You are in control, but you are being taken care of. And at the end of the day, aren't we all just big babies wanting to be taken care of? Yes. One more feature about the seats. You know, usually I adjust the passenger seats. You know, I have to lean down and to the side, and I rip a few bits of my clothing along the way, which is fine. But here, actually, this has been such a good feature. You can adjust the passenger seat with the buttons here. I mean, yes. I'm starting to think every car after this, I feel like a peasant just trying to lean down to adjust the seat. But anyway, that is about the seats. They're brilliant. So obviously I've got the crystal ball and I've got all the answers. But according to Google, let's have a look at that. According to Google, crystal ball improves your quality of life, makes you feel happier, re-energizes you in all situations, channels energy, focuses the mind, aids meditation, relieves negativity. My goodness gracious me. Thank you, Genesis, right? Okay, so that's the crystal ball. It's a crystal ball, was it's stationary, but then when you switch on the car, obviously it flicks to a gear lever, which is brilliant. I mean, look at this gear lever. I like it. Let's talk about the steering wheel. It feels good in your hands. It just feels substantial. The shortcut buttons down here. This is not plastic. This is a metal. I like it. It just feels quality. You've got the drive mode button on the left and the boost button on the right. Don't we all love the boost button? Yes. iPedal, so this you can adjust, obviously driving with the one pedal, you can adjust the strength of this, play with it. It's worth giving it a go. Got this beautiful touch screen, I like it, it's just one bit, okay. You can operate the screen with your finger because it's a touch screen, or with a swivel down here. I find the swivel a little bit more practical because it's far less distracting than just fiddling with touching the screen when you're driving. It's just, and you can get anywhere you need to get to with just a swivel. Let's have a look at the map. Let's have a look at the graphics. These are excellent. Look at it, crisp, crystal clear. I like it, okay. The system itself is brilliant. Easy to use, straightforward. Yeah, destinations, have a look at you. Good graphics, I like it. It's quick, fast, free, exactly what you need the infotainment system to be. I like these color combinations, gray and blue, perfect. Down here, we've got climate control, but we've got physical knobs for the temperature, for example. We also have physical buttons for volume control, tune. You can adjust with your touch screen the air conditioning. You can switch it off, you can switch it back on, just some basic stuff, because Genesis has been very clever what you use the most. You've got the physical button for it, so you don't have to fiddle with the touch screen. Do not take your eyes off the road. It's just, yeah. So everything is, you know, it's a beautiful layout done here. I like it. Oh, let's have a look at the cameras, shall we? So again, all you need to do is just press the button down here for cameras, and look how good they are. Where are we? Here we go. Obviously, I'm in a car park of this beautiful hotel, but the cameras are just brilliant. Speaking of cameras, when you turn the indicator, you of course see the side of the car. Yeah, that is a very useful feature. What else? One more feature I will tell you. Actually, Genesis, that's the thing I like. It's packed on with these features. Features you thought were gimmicks, but they're not actually. So when you're entering a tunnel, there's so many tunnels down here in Switzerland because you've got mountains, of course, right? It tracks you, uses a sat nav to stop the air, the dirty, disgusting air in the tunnels from coming into your cabin. Yeah, so it recirculates the air automatically. You don't have to turn it on manually. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Anyway, enough about the cabins.
Take me in your arms, do just what you want.
This particular model, all-wheel drive, the most powerful, starts from 78,000 Swiss francs in Switzerland. In the UK, you're looking at paying 65,000. You can also get the premium model, rear-wheel drive, for 47,000 pounds. Now, a small disclaimer. So Kia EV6 and Hyundai IONIQ 5 were my top 2 electric cars last year. Together with the GV60, they share the same platform, yet they're all very different, with the GV60 standing out the most. It's a very clever strategy from the Hyundai group. Otherwise, yes, they would be shooting themselves in the foot. The EV6, for example, is sportier than the IONIQ 5. The very powerful EV6 hasn't arrived on the market yet. And until such time, the GV60 is not only the most powerful out of the 3, but also the poshest. Is it just a nicer Hyundai? Well, imagine you've been married for 20 years. How nice are you to your mother-in-law? Are you okay, right? Now go back in time and think how much nicer you were to your mother-in-law the day you've met her. Wasn't it a completely different world? Yes. And this is exactly the difference we are talking here. I absolutely love this car, the looks of it. Strong, sharp lines, great driving dynamics, fantastic comfort, the cabin, all the gimmicks. I mean, the crystal ball. You see, you've got questions, I've got answers. I think this car is bold and bloody brilliant. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Bye.